Tackle and Outfitters in Bullhead City, Arizona with your Friday fishing report. A lot of exciting stuff and some bad news. So we're gonna start off up at Willow Beach. Striper bite is going in full swing. All your typical striper baits are working. Jerk baits, swim baits, trolling, shore fishing, anchovies, all working. But one thing that's really hot is the live bait. Live black and salties are back in town, and those are getting some giants up there in the Willow Beach area, fly lining black and salties and casting them into the usual spots where those bigger stripers are hanging out. Also, they are stocking again up at Willow. They stocked again a couple of days ago. Tons of fish. Those trout are really firing up the stripers. So if you can get there the same days, so look it up. Or Google when they're stocking the trout at Willow Beach, usually on Wednesdays or Thursdays. Those days fire up the striped bass, and that's the best day to fish for those striped bass. However, they're also the best days to fish for the trout. Power bait, rooster tails, and panther martins. Those are your top baits. Also, night crawlers will work as well, but more of the lures, a little bit easier to get out on those fish. So it's a good time up there at Willow Beach. Now further down onto Lake Mohave, the lower end from Cottonwood Cove down through Princess Cove and Catherine's, sorry to say this, but that bass bite has shut down. We've been grinding it out for the last few days. The reason being for that are the monsoons that have been coming through. A little bit more on that, on a safety thing, but what it has done is what's called turning the lake, meaning there's warmer water and then a thermocline and then the colder water below. And what these storms have done is stirred up the lake, so it's mixed it up. Basically, it's turned the lake over. The lake went from, in that lower section, from the 88 to 91 degree water, all the way down to the 82 and 83. The water is super stained with a maximum visibility of about 5 feet, and it has just shut that bite down. Also, there is a lot of baby bass boiling around all over the river. The lake, and we've had a great spawn this year. A lot of the fingerlings and offspring have survived. They're boiling. A lot of people are thinking these are shad or bait fish. They are not. Those are baby bass. Showing up on your screen, clouding it up, just tons of them. There are some of the bigger bass around when you're seeing that, but it's not a bigger fish feeding on bait fish type thing. So a lot of people are getting fooled by that, but that bite has really shut down. If we get some clear weather over the next few days, it's gonna turn right back on, so the water's real stained. However, striper bite slowed down yesterday, picked back up again today. Saw a lot of guys, a lot of big fish on the lake, all along the dam area, outside of the coves, and even in the coves. Jerk baits and swim baits both, and anchovies, and of course, live black and salties. That is the key. The guys getting the most fish are trolling for them, and they're just trolling in a lot of different areas. They're coming out of a lot of the deeper water, coming up to get those baits. Striper bite on the lake is still great, but the smallmouth and largemouth bite is nil to none. We scratched out a couple this morning. Me and Billy Egan were out there for the second day, just grinding away. 2 fish is all we got. Going down below Davis Dam onto the river, striper bite is going crazy. Last Tuesday, the city stocked a whole bunch of trout. Rumor is, and that kicked in the striper bite. Rumor is they're stocking again sometime after this weekend, so look for when the city announces that. You get out on the river that day or even the next day, you can catch a lot of the trout. Stockings are happening at Davis Camp, Community Park, and Rotary. They're stocking at all 3 areas, so you're gonna find trout at all 3 of those areas. You're also gonna find striped bass there the next day. Tons of them. So the striped bass have been eating a lot of swim baits and jerk baits, hot pink, purple, yellow, and of course trout pattern. Swim baits, the same thing. Trout patterns are top on the swim baits. Lots of big fish being caught. We caught quite a few last week. Some of the other local guys reporting a lot of catches in that 20-pound plus range, and a lot of them in the teens and preteens. You know, 10 pounds, 12 pounds, 15 pounds, 16 and 17 pounds. Lots of big fish being caught. Just got a report from one of the other local guys, Josh and Enrico, just let me know. At Rotary Park today, there are some double-digit stripers hanging around that fishing pier. So if you can get out there and get some, get on it. Again, live bait, jerk baits, and swim baits are your top baits to be using. And of course, anchovies are still gonna get you some. The river is on fire for the striped bass. That is your #1 place to get out and get them. So happy fishing, folks, and we'll see you next week.